Welcome back, everyone. We are diving right into part 4 of our 10-part explainer series, 30 common terms used in machine learning, using easy-to-understand examples for IT professionals. Sourced straight from the great folks at Virtualization Options LLC, that Colorado-based research, education, and advisory organization, this chapter is all about model basics. So we're going to bridge that gap between abstract data science and the concrete reality of your everyday IT operations. Let's get right into it. So, what is an ML model when it actually hits production? Let's strip away all the sci-fi hype for a second and just ask a fundamental infrastructure question. When an AI system goes live, what exactly is sitting on your servers? As IT pros, we're totally used to dealing with compiled binaries, containers, executable files, config scripts, all that good stuff. And then the data science team rolls up and says they're ready to deploy the AI. It almost sounds like they're asking you to host, a digital brain or something. But let's demystify this right now. We really need to look at what this asset actually is from a purely systems administration perspective.
But crucial point here is that a model is simply an artifact. It's the artifact you deploy to production, literally what you run when you need a prediction. It's basically the end result, the compiled output of the entire machine learning training process. You can think of it exactly like a compiled software build that your dev team hands over to ops. It is absolutely not some magical, sentient entity humming away in your server rack. It's a discrete, deployable artifact that runs in your environment only when an application needs to make a prediction. Whether that's predicting if an email is spam or forecasting server load, the model is really just a mathematical engine that takes an input and spits out a predicted output.
Grounding this in everyday IT reality, let's look at what these artifacts actually look like sitting in your file system. Standard model file formats include .pkl, which is a Python pickle file, .h5 for HDF5, and .onnx, which stands for Open Neural Network Exchange. They are literally just files, and you push these files through your standard deployment pipelines using the exact same CI/CD principles you're already using. You deploy them to your core data center servers, toss them into your cloud instances, or even push them all the way out to edge devices like IoT sensors. They take up disk space, they require memory to run, and they chew up CPU or GPU cycles. For all operational intents and purposes, they're exactly like any other traditional application artifact you manage right now. Now, here's a really hard operational truth. Data quality equals model quality. A model's accuracy depends entirely on the quality and quantity of training data. There are no shortcuts here. Think about traditional software. If there's a bug in a calculation, a developer goes in, tweaks the hard-coded logic, and boom, you deploy a patch. But an ML artifact, it's a completely different beast. Its accuracy relies 100% on the underlying data it was trained on. If the data science team trained that .pkl file on incomplete, biased, or just plain messy data, the predictions it spits out in your production environment are going to be flawed. You cannot just manually tweak the code to fix a bad prediction. You literally have to feed the model better data. Which brings us to a really fascinating operational challenge. What happens when the real world changes? See, traditional software artifacts usually run the exact same way forever. A script you wrote to move a file from folder A to folder B back in 2015, yeah, it's still doing exactly that today, assuming the OS hasn't broken the dependencies. But machine learning models are fundamentally tied to real-world patterns, so we have to ask ourselves, what happens to this highly data-dependent file when the real world outside your data center inevitably shifts? Like what happens when customer behaviors change, or network traffic patterns evolve, or global markets just start fluctuating wildly? Well, this introduces us to a massive operational risk known as model drift. Model drift is basically the degradation of a model's performance over time because the real-world data it encounters in production no longer matches the patterns it learned during training. In traditional IT, we know an app goes down when a server crashes or a database locks up, right? But in machine learning, a model can look perfectly healthy from an infrastructure standpoint. It's using maybe 20% CPU, there are no memory leaks, it's responding in a snappy 50 milliseconds, but it is silently failing because its predictions are just becoming less and less accurate. It's actively degrading right under your nose. Let's look at a scenario literally every IT pro knows well. Imagine a spam filter model that was trained perfectly back in 2020. At the time it was deployed, it caught 99% of malicious emails based on the keywords and routing tactics that spammers were using back then. But roll forward to 2024. The spammers have completely evolved. They're using entirely different phrasing, tricky image embeddings, just totally different tactics. If your deployed model artifact remained frozen in the past, like if it is still that exact same file you deployed in 2020, it is going to fail miserably today. The model itself didn't break, the world just changed around it. The patterns drifted. So, combating this drift requires a process called retraining, which is essentially updating your application with new logic based on those changing patterns. Think of continuous retraining as the machine learning equivalent of pushing a critical security patch. When a model's performance drops below an acceptable threshold, your data science team has to feed it the new modern data, like those 2024 spam tactics we just talked about, and generate a brand new, updated version of that model file. Then, Ops has to deploy this new artifact to replace the old one. It's absolutely not a one-and-done deployment. It's a continuous, ongoing lifecycle of monitor, retrain, and redeploy. Wrapping up this chapter on model basics from the Virtualization Options LLC guide, I want to leave you with this final, absolutely critical thought. We've established that ML models are just deployable files, but they are files with a very real shelf life. So ask yourself, is your IT infrastructure truly ready to support continuously degrading application artifacts? How must your deployment pipelines, your monitoring dashboards, and your maintenance workflows adapt to handle assets that inherently decay the longer they sit in production? It requires a fundamental shift in how we view application lifecycle management. And honestly, it's a challenge every single IT professional will need to solve in this AI era. Thanks so much for tuning in for this explainer, and I will see you in part 5.